Hello and welcome to yet another episode of The Shift powered by 80 Edge Insights. The Shift showcases business leaders talking about the intricacies of their industries, the challenges and opportunities that they've faced, and sharing their insights with us. Today we have with us Mr. Sakaar Anand, who is the Vice President and India Country Head for BMC Software, to talk through all of the aspects and facets of generative AI. Welcome, Mr. Anand.
Thank you, Samit. Thank you for having me here.
Our
Pleasure is all mine.
Yes, lovely. Let's dive right into it. Now, Gen AI is, is a buzzword today. It's something that has caught everyone's imagination. What, in your vision, is the power that Gen AI can bring to enterprises today?
So, I'll go back a little to answer this. AI, for that matter, has been around for the last 25 years. The reason it gained so much of significance is that in the last decade or so, machine learning, neural networks, deep learning, it all became real. The computing power became exponentially significant and the cost came down, which made it a reality wherein it existed for 25 years, but it wasn't a reality as such. Now, AI powered by large language models, which can generate human-like text, which can generate human-like videos, which can generate human-like pictures, makes possibilities endless. Now, when I talk about this from an enterprise point of view, I see three aspects of what enterprises can do with Gen AI. Number one is enhancing the productivity of their own employees and improving the employee experience. Gen AI has the capability to summarize large amount of data so that you can easily comprehend it. It can convert large volumes of data into meaningful information and present it back to us in language which is humanly comprehensible, which makes it easier for us to identify trends out of it and then take actions from it. So there is so much we can do to enhance employee productivity internally with Gen AI. Now there's another aspect of it wherein the productivity that we generate among the employees goes over and results in a better customer experience. So, if I look at using Gen AI on the sales side, wherein I can look at the past deals, I can understand how to structure my deals, wherein I will have a higher success rate on those deals. I can personalize the experience for my customers in terms of how I'm offering my products to them. Right? Similarly, we can personalize marketing campaigns where they become, again, they hit the point with the customer because we are trying to sell them what they really need instead of trying to sell them the entire portfolio. So the efficiency that we can bring into our marketing functions or our sales functions will transcend into an experience for the customer, which customers will enjoy. Right? The third aspect of it is embedding Gen AI into our products, which will make the customer's products efficient and in turn translate into better experience for their customers. So in summary, I would say three things where I say Gen AI works with enterprises: employee experience that transcends into customer experience, and embedding into our products, which translates into better experience for the customers, consumers or customers.
Lovely. I'm going to move this slightly deeper. How is Gen AI poised to really create that change? How is it going to, support everything that's being done, but also add that new dimension to it? And is it possible to kind of give us a few examples, of that?
Before I tell where can BMC leverage Gen AI and how we can, embed it in our products, let me quickly summarize what BMC does. So companies which have got complex IT environments, they use BMC to monitor their environments. They use BMC to service their issues which come up in that complex IT environment. And they also use BMC to automate their workloads, orchestrate their data, orchestrate their applications. Now, in such a setup, wherein you have complex IT environments and a lot of enterprise data is generated, Gen AI helps translate issues into natural language which can be comprehended by a business leader or a service leader, right? It helps cluster issues, once again, so that you can see trends, right? It can make your chat a lot more efficient, with the whole GPT aspect to it, wherein the chat can comprehend and contextualize complex queries and then give you accurate answers instead of throwing a bunch of URLs or documents at you, which you then would ask somebody to go and read. So with these aspects out there, I'll give you one example in terms of where we embed GenAI into our products. So, I talked about service management, right? Service management is when a ticket is raised because there's an issue in the environment and a customer support agent gets a ticket. Now, if GenAI can give that customer support agent all the information on past such issues that were raised, how those issues were resolved, and what was the root cause analysis on those issues. And even better if convert that into a easily readable root cause analysis document. So now everything is at the tip for that agent for them to be able to resolve these issues faster. Now take it a step deeper. I would give the same capability in my product to the user. So somebody who is facing an issue would get the same root cause analysis document, which they can themselves read and maybe fix the issue themselves. So now the time to resolve an issue has been reduced drastically. Imagine that they cannot resolve the issue. For some reason, they're not able to resolve the issue, but they have gone through all this information. They still need to raise a ticket. They will not have to type all this information. The information that was given to them can automatically be put in a ticket when they raise a ticket, and the agent who receives the ticket now has all the information in front of them, and they can go back and look at the information to resolve the ticket faster. We can take it a step deeper, wherein all this information can lead to predictive problem management. The issues don't even get raised, but this information is out there, and the data is telling us that something might go wrong, and you can preempt that thing going wrong. So this is one such example wherein enterprises like us can embed GenAI in their products.
Lovely. What is your vision on of the future of Gen AI in India?
I think phenomenal. For a country with such a large population and as diverse as ours, and when I say diversity, I don't typically talk about diversity from a religion. I talk about diversity from a social strata perspective. The first and the foremost thing I see is education. And education is something that India needs to get to the vision that we have for this country. So making education personalized, bringing it to a point wherein the outreach is more efficient and consumers can consume the information whenever they want and to the depth that they want is very important for that education to be successful. So biggest area where I think Gen AI can help India is education. Second, again tied to population, is healthcare. Right? Telemedicine, preemptive care is one area wherein I think Gen AI will play a big role. And once again, if we talk about the geographical diversity of India, there are regions wherein we don't have good medical aid right now. We don't have good doctors. But Gen AI helps our doctors to be anywhere in the country. Third place where Gen AI can play a big role for India is e-governance, database policy making, finding out how well are we doing in terms of those policies being implemented. Talk about waste management, talk about traffic management, talk about public safety. Gen AI can play a big part in resolving those things for us. And again, population doesn't help us, so these things help it make it easier for us. Other thing which I think I won't say is far-fetched, but maybe the next evolution of it is smart cities. On how do we make our cities smarter, wherein we can monitor a city or run a city from a control room. So these are some areas where I see tremendous possibilities for India to prosper with the use of technology.
Fantastic, lovely. Now, as a seasoned business leader, what is your vision and how do you see the software industry in India, evolving in the coming years? And of course, given the evolution, how are you going to ensure that BMC software is at the pinnacle of this, transformation that happens?
So, two-part question, Samir.
Yes.
I'll answer them. So, part one is, where do I see India going with technology? Now, I think we are living in very fortunate times. I consider myself very fortunate that I joined this industry about 27, 28 years ago, because that was the cusp. And India has been in the forefront of technological innovation for these last 2 decades. talk about big companies in the world, there is a CIO or CEO of Indian origin, right? They were all who got educated in India. We graduate more engineers every year in India than the rest of the world put together. Our socio-economic stability, our geopolitical stability makes us a perfect fertile ground for technology innovation to happen here. Talk about Fortune 500 companies in the world. They all have a significant operations in India, right? So all this gives us a very fertile mix to be at the forefront of technological innovation in the world and be the guiding light for the world. Part two of your question on how is BMC leveraging it, I would maybe 4 or 5 things that I would want to highlight here. Number one, innovation. Once again, innovation is the focus for us. Innovation is our bread and butter. But we don't do this innovation in isolation. We do this innovation with our customers and our partners. So we have a great focus on that, and we invest significant dollars in research and development in the company. The second aspect that I see here is leveraging the ecosystem. Strategic partnerships. So strategic partnerships in the industry and strategic partnerships with the academia. It's very important that companies like us work with academic institutions in designing curriculums which helps build graduates who are ready for a corporate job. So we need to foster these strategic alliances, whether it's within folks in the industry or whether it's at the academic institutions. Now, both these things cannot happen without doing talent development. So we need to have a very strong focus on developing talent within the company, making sure that the dynamic world that we live in, wherein a technology which was hot today might be obsolete 2 years later, we are always keeping our employees ready for the technology of the future. And these employees who are ready for the technology of the future, those employees who can read the trends or who can see the trends coming, are the ones who can co-innovate with our customers and partners, who can strike strategic alliances with industry bodies, with the academic institutions. Now, all this has to happen on a very solid foundation of ethics. We need to be a company which is ethically there. We always say that integrity is binary. It's either 0 or 1. So we need to just work with very high integrity, do the right things for the customers, do the right things for our employees, do the right things for the society that we live in and we work in. So that leads us to sustainability. Right? We need to do everything in a manner wherein we make the world more sustainable and we leave a better world for our future generations. And all these things have to happen in a very inclusive manner, wherein we bring everybody in because every idea matters, every idea counts, and we ensure that we all grow together.
That's a fantastic roadmap, such a holistic roadmap that you've created for us. So thank you for sharing that, and this has been an insightful conversation. Thank you for taking the time to talk to us at ATA Insights.
Pleasure was all mine, Sameer. Thank
Lovely.
you so much for coming here.
So